Teaching is a complex relationship between professionalism and social environments. Recently, I've had the pleasure to interview Brian Esquivel, a teacher with the Brownsville Independent School District, and asked him a couple of questions. BISD found interest in Brian after reviewing his experience in education background through A&M and the Texas University. After 1 year, Brian found himself not only involved with the school district, but a department head of the local science department. His duties including managing grades, faculty, and students. It is an important role in the middle school level, and that demands a high level of efficiency. At first glance, you could see the professionalism emanate from Brian, from his physical manner, and when I approached him, he stood tall and greeted me with a firm handshake. A long cotton tie and a simple pressed shirt showed a man of current standard. I was invited into the home of Mr. Esquivel, where we sat and talked a while about many different issues, mainly his teaching career. The questions circulated around his previous experiences, school districts, view of futures, and mainly his inspiration for teaching. We examined the complexity of teachers and variables the field required. Our conversation started about how he found himself in the educational setting. For Brian, an awkward answer emerged when I asked him these questions, because in fact, pretty much like I said, everything was accidental. His path at UTB showed opportunity working with the Behavioral Intervention Unit. This unit was working with adolescent kids and teaching assistants. His passion for assisting these students found himself making a decision that eventually guided his entire career. For Brian found many students that lacked common necessities and guidelines. The home environments and social issues that revolved around the students enabled Brian's talent as a motivator and a counselor to grow the true value in some of these children. Mr. Esquivel decided that a career in teaching would benefit him spiritually and economically. He laughed a bit though when I told about the economic part, but did say that the security that pay provided was enough to be content. The inspiration that emanates as we spoke tells more of a story of a person who is truly happy in his position. He explained that, yes, like many other jobs, there are setbacks, such as compromising with faculty, poor decisions of politics, and common students' issues. He explained about the habits of the district, but had a positive spin for the next generation. His hopes involved reforming the district to enable new solutions to educating students who are fundamentally ready to grow and defend those who had not been able to do so. The description of the faculty in his field all have their own reasons for working with the district, but Brian explains that most all have the spirit of education. They embrace the moral aspect that the job requires and are very important to the whole entire system itself. Brian explained to me a couple things in the end, but basically quotes, "Our hopes for the pupils are to gain the most advantages offered." He quotes, "The importance of learning will be impacting all our futures. There's a lot to show for the educational field and those who inspire." He mentioned the attitudes and beliefs of others in the career choices, and he was explaining the other career choices and talked about how he was disappointed about many different ethical issues. He felt other careers, certainly not all, were based on bottom line politics and moral conflict. Working with children truly kept his eye on what was to become of the next generation. We shook hands firmly, we stood up, and I thanked him for his time. Brian left me with one last piece of advice. He said, "Tony, a water 20 is still a 20. He explained that everybody is the same person. It's more about how you grow the person spiritually and modesty that defines who they are. The 20, no matter in any condition, retains its value, such as the human condition, regardless of the past experiences." Honestly, I took a lot from our conversation, and I felt I left him reflecting on his past, and it was my pleasure to interview Brian Esquivel from the BISD Independent School District. Thank you. Thank you.